Hi, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. I'm a retired financial advisor. I built one of the largest financial planning practices in the Ameriprise system and sold it in 2005 and basically traveled the world and enjoyed my retirement until we lost our daughter to cancer, and then I needed something to do. And that's how I kind of found my way into this gig of sharing my knowledge and my experience in investing. And it's very different than managing other people's money as a financial advisor. So I got to thinking, as I'm sharing my knowledge and my experience, what's the one thing that I could do for you as a YouTube viewer to make you a better investor, to really bring value to your experience on YouTube? And I thought, well, I could read more quarterly reports, and I see a lot of people doing that where they literally go to the report and read it to you. Well, you can do that for yourself. And then I spend quite a bit of time seeking out and trying to find the investments of the future and reading and sharing my knowledge with you there. But what is the one thing that, for me, if I wanted to become a better investor, what would be the one thing that would really help me? And I recently watched a video by Joe Rogan in interviewing Elon Musk. The reality is they didn't talk a lot about Tesla and what his business practice, but they did talk about a neuro implant that they're going to put in my brain to take care of, to make me smarter. And I thought, wow, that was insightful. I should get to know CEOs. So that's the direction I want to take this channel. And I want to make you a better investor by making you aware, better aware, more in-depth aware of what the companies that you're investing in, what they're doing, and why they're in the business. So that's what I want to talk about here. And I want to illustrate it by some of the questions that maybe I would have asked Elon if I were Joe Rogan. But first, let's get the administrative thing out of the end, that I'm not your financial advisor. I'm merely here to educate and to inform and to work with you to make better investment decisions. Be right with you.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
Okay, what was the question I would ask Elon Musk if I had been interviewing him rather than Joe Rogan? Why are you in the car business? That's the question I would have asked. It's notoriously not a profitable business. It's ridden with problems of unions, of strikes, they've never really made a lot of money as a corporation. They've spread a lot of money around and they've employed a lot of people, but the markups on automobiles aren't that good. So that's the question I would have asked Elon Musk. My direction is, then I said, okay, if I'm an investor, what would I do? And rather than investing in a major company, let's assume I was going to invest in a restaurant here in Birmingham. And it was an established restaurant, and they just wanted to expand or grow their business more, and they needed some capital, and they came to me. What would I do? Would I look at their annual report? Well, if they had one, yeah, I guess I would. Would I ask other people? What do you think of XYZ restaurant? Well, yeah, I guess would I search YouTube to find out if there was any information about that restaurant on YouTube or Google or anything? Yeah, I guess maybe I would. But I think what I really would do would be get in my car, go down to the restaurant, sit down with the owner and interview him and talk to him and walk around his restaurant. And then show up at 7 o'clock in the evening and see how business is. Show up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 o'clock or noon. See what what the restaurant's all about. So why wouldn't I do that if I wanted to buy Amazon? Why wouldn't I go get on an airplane and fly to Seattle and get an Uber to go to Amazon's headquarters and sit down and interview their CEO? I don't happen to recall the name of their CEO. Jeff's been replaced. Why wouldn't I do that? And then if I was interested in Zillow, heck, I'm in Seattle, just drive over and go to Zillow and sit down with Richard Barton and ask him, why the heck are you trying to flip homes? What's your game plan here? How can you expect to make any money in that industry when it's not a digital industry? You're now talking about roofing and painting and subcontractors. Why wouldn't I do that? Well, first of all, I don't know that they would accept me as a visitor. And why wouldn't they? Well, they show up on CNBC. They show up on 60 Minutes. Why wouldn't they take my interview? Because I don't have enough clout. That's it. I've got about 148,500 subscribers, and that's not going to do it. I need to be calling up and saying, hey, this is Kerry Grinkmeyer from 60 Minutes, and we have 9 million viewers every Sunday evening, and we'd like to do a feature on Zillow and find out, Richard, why are you in the flipping business? And Richard say, well, why don't you come on over and bring your cameras and bring your gear, and we'll do that. Okay. Well, I've tried to do that. I did a video just last week on BioCrisp, and I told you I was going to try to get an interview with their CEO. They're here in Birmingham. And then I did a video on Medical Properties Trust. They're also here in Birmingham. And I think I got a pretty good shot to get a interview with their CEO, because he and I both support the Alabama Children's Hospital, and we're both good contributors. So I think I can probably get an interview there. And then I'm invested in several 3D printing companies, and I've asked them for interviews and sent them some information, and I'm kind of building my case with them, and I think I'll probably get an interview there. But that's the one thing that I think that I could bring you as an investor that would make you a better investor. And I think I'm in a unique position that I don't have any young children. I'm free to travel. I've got enough money that I can buy a plane ticket to Seattle, and I can afford a hotel and an Uber, and I can take the time and do it. So that's my direction, okay? That's what I'm going to try to do for you. So, but I need your help. As I said, I need clout. And what is clout? Well, the first thing they're going to do is say, how many viewers does he have? How many subscribers does he have? I think I need to get up over 1 million to get into Silicon Valley and drop in on Facebook and Google. I think maybe I need to even be up around 5 million to get a interview with Mark Zuckerberg. He did do an interview with 60 Minutes and actually invited them into his house, and we met his wife, and we met his child. So it takes clout. So I guess the challenge I'm bringing to you is, if you want that, if you want an interview with Elon Musk that deals more with what's he doing with Tesla as opposed to what he's doing with shooting rockets to go to Mars, and his philosophical, he did a heck of an explanation of what this chip that they're going to put on my head is. He made that, you need to watch the video. So that's where I want to go with this channel. I want you to look upon me as your ambassador, if you will, of investing. I want you to look upon me as the guy that will take a day or two to go to 4 different cities and interview CEOs, something that maybe you can't do for yourself, okay? So that's what I want to be for you, is somebody who can do something that you can't do for yourself. Now, you can read all these books if you choose to, but I don't think you can get an appointment with a CEO. I can get it for the smaller companies, but I need your help. So how are you going to help me do that? If that's what you want me to do for you. If you don't, okay, I understand. Stay with what you're doing. You need to subscribe, and you need to, if you have a wife or a husband, you need to get them to subscribe. We got to drive that number up. They don't know. If you've got children, you need them to subscribe. We've got to drive that number up, and we've got to get it over 1 million before they're going to recognize that, hey, this guy's got an audience, and he can probably help us do what we want to do. You got to know that every one of these companies have a PR department that tries to promote their company. They write press releases. They make commercials. They do all that sort of thing. But what they're really trying to do is to get to you. When they write a press release, it goes to the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times and the Financial Times, but that isn't who they want to read it. They want them to republish it so that you read it, because you are the person who will buy their products, who will buy their stock, who will support their company. So you, and this is something that you really need to understand, you are the end result. You are who they want to talk to. And what I want to offer them is a direct line to you. Okay? It's not anything that anybody else has realized. The world has changed. We don't need TV commercials anymore. We can talk directly to our end user. And you are the end user when it comes to buying stock. You are in power. You hold the power. If you don't believe that, just go back and look what happened and is happening with GameStop and AMC theaters. Just look at what's happened there. It wasn't done by Wall Street. It was done to Wall Street because you have control. You hold the power. It truly started with my generation in 1972 at Kent State, when the campus at Kent State said, no, we do not belong in Vietnam. That was the first protest. And go back and listen. There's a Netflix thing about the music of 1972 and how that music, we didn't have the internet then. They reached you through Bob Dylan. They reached you through Janis Joplin. They reached you through Marvin Gaye. Go watch this show. And it struck me, they didn't have the internet then, but they had music. And through the music, they changed the government. They made them pull out of Vietnam. The power is in the hands of the people. They just don't know it. They don't know the strength of their power. And that's what I'm asking you for. Let's get a movement to get you a boardroom seat, a sit down with the CEO of whatever company you want. Because The only reason you don't have it now is you didn't take it. You haven't taken it yet. As the students, as Woodstock, we, the boomers, recognized we have the power. We can change this world. And it was music, not the internet. It was music that woke us up and drove us to taking control. The music's kind of gone in a different direction lately, but the internet has replaced it. So, do me a favor, don't do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and then share. Share this video on Facebook. Share this video on LinkedIn. Share it through your email channels. And let's take the power that we deserve, that we own. They want to talk to us. Let's give them a channel to talk to us. Okay, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. I'm a retired financial advisor. If you'd like to learn more about what we do and how we do it at Best of Us Investors, go to bestofusinvestors.com. Give me your name and your email address, and I'll send you a link to our Discord. You can come to the Discord and check it out. If you want to get involved deeper, you sign up for the Patreon end of it. And but I'm going to be talking to some pretty highfalutin people if you'll help me get there. You know what you need to do. I know what I need to do. So let's get it done.